It comes over you on an ordinary evening. Nothing happened. The day was fine. And then, somewhere between the front door and the kitchen, a gray weight settles on you, a flatness, a sadness with no address. Someone who loves you asks what's wrong, and you say, nothing. Here's the strange part. You're not lying. You genuinely don't know. You've gone cold for 3 days and couldn't have told anyone why. You felt a hollow ache on a perfectly good Sunday and reached for your phone to make it go away. Carl Jung spent his life on that gray weight, and he said something that sounds insane the first time you hear it. That mood is not a mood. It is a person. There is a woman living inside you. He called her the Anima, and when you won't listen to her, she doesn't go quiet. She runs you. In the next few minutes, I'll show you who she is, why your worst moods are her, and why every real woman you've ever reached for was you trying to hand her a job she could never do. It isn't your hormones, and it isn't stress, and it is not waiting for the right woman to fix it. Because the her you keep looking for out there has been in here the whole time. Hold that. We'll get to what she actually wants. Start with how Jung found her, because he found her in himself first. In the years he spent mapping his own unconscious, he began to hear a voice, a woman's voice, clear and certain, inside his own head. One day, it told him that the work he was doing wasn't science at all. It was art. He disagreed, and then he did something stranger than hearing her. He argued back. And the fact that he could argue with her told him the thing that changed everything. She wasn't him. She had her own view, her own will, some autonomous someone living below his daylight mind, with opinions he hadn't authorized. He gave her a name, the Anima, from the Latin for soul. He wasn't the only one who took her seriously. His wife, Emma Jung, spent years on this exact figure and wrote the book on her in 1957, A Woman, explaining the woman who lives inside a man. It is not a mood, it is a her. The gray weight, the sudden cold, that's not weather passing through you. That's her, trying to get the attention of a man who has never once turned around to look at her. So who is she? Not a ghost, not a fantasy. Jung called the Anima a man's inner feminine, the whole side of him he was taught, early and hard, not to be. Somewhere back there, you learned which parts of you were allowed. Strength, yes. Drive, yes. But the softness, the part that could be moved to tears by a piece of music, or ache for something it couldn't name, that got a message. Not here, not in a man. So you put her below the floor, and she has been down there ever since, holding everything you were forbidden to feel. Here is the part that explains your whole week. What you refuse to live consciously, you don't escape. You suffer it. A man who never lets himself feel longing doesn't become free of longing. He becomes moody. The feeling still moves. It just moves him from underneath, where he can't see it and can't steer it. That's what a mood actually is. Her speaking the only way you've left her able to speak. Not in words, in weather. The colder you are to her, the louder the weather gets. Now the part that's actually about your life. If you never meet her inside, you will go looking for her outside, every time. This is the quiet engine under a man's love life. That pull toward a woman that feels like recognition, like she holds something you've been missing your whole life. A lot of the time, that's not her. You're seeing. It's your own anima, laid over a real woman's face. If you felt that harden into an obsession you couldn't switch off, there's a whole video on that. The link's below. And it puts an impossible weight on her, Because now she isn't a person you're building something with. She's the keeper of your inner life, the one who's supposed to make you feel whole and hold the soul you never learned to hold yourself. No one can do that job. So she fails it, not because she's wrong, but because it was never hers to do. You don't need a woman to complete you. You need to meet the one you've been handing her. Every "if I just find the right one" is a man trying to hire someone for a post only he can fill. So how do you meet a woman who lives inside you? Not by analyzing her, by listening, the thing you've never done. It starts the next time the gray weight comes down. Instead of reaching for your phone or waiting for it to pass, stop and treat the mood as a message from someone you've ignored for 30 years. Ask her the question you'd ask a person. What is this about? What do you actually want? At first you'll get nothing but the weather. Stay anyway. Under the irritation there is almost always a longing for beauty, for rest, for a life with more soul in it than the one you've been grinding through. That longing is her, and it was never weakness. It was the most alive part of you, calling from under the floor. Give it somewhere to go. The men who make peace with her are the ones who let that side back into a real life, who make something, who stop treating their own depth as a problem to manage. She doesn't need you to become someone else. She needs you to stop leaving her in the dark. So the next time it comes down on an ordinary evening, and it will, and someone who loves you asks what's wrong, notice the old answer rising. Nothing. It was never nothing. It was her. You can spend another 30 years handing your moods to women who never signed up to carry them, waiting to be completed by someone who can't reach the room you keep her in. Or you can turn around, the way Jung did, and finally meet the one who's been trying to reach you your whole life. She isn't out there. She never was. The next gray evening, when the weight comes down and you hear yourself say, "Nothing," that's her in the only voice you left her. This time, don't look away. See you in the next one.